Welcome to the Great British Mickey Waffle. I'm John, and today I'm your ghost host. Quite literally, because actually I've got to thank Robin, who put this whole show together, and I couldn't actually do it without her doing this, so thank you, Robin. And she couldn't make it for the recording. It's October, it's Halloween, though I guess by Disney standards we're a bit late, because Halloween starts in August, doesn't it? Anyway, we're talking about all things Halloween, and from how to celebrate Halloween at home, how to celebrate at Disney, I am sure you'll find this show full of treats rather than tricks. But sit back, grab a drink, and let's join Peter and Jill as they're trick-and-treating. Joining me this month are Claire. Hello, Claire. Are you all right?
Hey, I'm okay, John. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm not trick or treating, so I'm fine. I'm absolutely perfect with that. You see, so
right. Yeah, I'm ready. I've got my my Christmas light in the background.
There you go. You see, I've got the whole thing
which
going.
Gets turned off on Halloween. Yeah.
And we've got Ben and Becca. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey John, how are you?
I'm really good. Are you actually ready for Halloween? That's my question. You know, there's a big question that you get to start of the month, right? And I actually, even this afternoon, I was at the supermarket and I saw these big, massive boxes of pumpkins, admittedly only at £1.99, because someone at the supermarket's obviously realising that by the time we get to the end of the month, they're going to just be an absolute pile of absolute mush. So that maybe they'll charge $5.99 when we get to the 21st of October, and someone like me wants to actually carve something that's not just going to disintegrate in on itself. But yeah, if you want a bargain, get down to your local supermarket right now and buy a pumpkin that'll be as mouldy as anything by the time we get to Halloween.
But John, you know what? There are so many places now where you can go and pick your own pumpkin. Yeah. So you do all the legwork, you pick it, and it's like 3 times the price.
Really?
And you have to carry it across the fields. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It is good fun though. I have done it.
And they'll tell you it's organic as well.
I'm not paying that much.
Right. Yeah. And there's nothing worse than the smell of a rotting, burnt pumpkin where you have hollowed it out, you put the candle in it, and then it's starting to get a bit soggy.
It's that
and that smell.
It's that 3rd of November smell.
You just save it for bonfire night.
Yeah.
It's just the most disgusting smell.
Pies.
No, I
you can't eat those pumpkins.
No. They're lousy.
The only pumpkin I'll go for is a pumpkin spice latte.
I wouldn't even go for that. I don't like pumpkin.
Yeah.
From 1st of September, Starbucks is my friend. Other coffee shops are available,
pie.
but
I'll go for a pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a nice one in America. Okay.
We fell foul of something pumpkin
I don't
before,
like
didn't
pumpkin,
we?
so...
Do you remember when Ghirardelli's used to give out the free squares of chocolate?
Oh,
we got pumpkin pie. Never had pumpkin before. Tried it and gone, nope. I want the what was that one?
Just give me a plain chocolate one
or a peppermint bark any day.
Yeah, peppermint bark for Christmas.
Yeah.
I like a squash ravioli. That's kind of pumpkin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good, but I'm still not going to make a. I'm not going to make a jack-o'-lantern out of a butternut squash. Let's face it. When I was a child and lived in Scotland, we used turnips.
It was turnips.
If you think hollowing out pumpkins hard work, try a turnip. That's a work for our
hammer and chisel kind of job. It's just like
it was such hard work.
It was.
I remember it very, very clearly.
It just sounds like a challenge you should have on Taskmaster.
Maybe I'll do it this year. Maybe I'll get a turnip and do it this year to see how long it takes.
Claire, if you start now, I'll be ready by Halloween.
Yeah. Maybe. We
I've got
might not be that,
Baldrick in
we
my
might
head
not
at
be
the
that
moment
lucky.
with his turnip surprise.
Claire, I know what we could do. We could tell the kids, right, this year, there's no pumpkin being done by us. You're going to go back to what it was like for us. I'll buy you you can have a turnip. And there you go. I'll leave you to it. The problem is, we'll see how many fingers they've got left by the time that they actually make anything to do with it. You know?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm so tempted to do it just to remind myself how appalling it was.
It was probably why they were never hallowed out. And you're just like, nah, forget it. It's just like,
Anyone in Scotland will know what I'm talking about.
Make sure you follow us on our socials at GB Mickey Waffle for turnip update this month.
So, the thing is, now I'm thinking we should all do
A turnip.
a turnip or a pumpkin or a button-up squash and put it on our social media.
I'm fine.
We should.
I'm fine with the
We
pumpkin
need an update
bit, but
every
the turnip
Tuesday,
bit.
Turnip Tuesday.
Oh,
What a great
this is
idea.
Blackadder all over.
There we go. There we go, listeners.
Turning
That's
up
it.
for
We've
Turnip
just
Tuesday.
That's it.
We've dug a hole for ourselves already, and it's the 1st of October. Goodness, and we've not even started.
Dear.
We're not even started.
They do last better
spooky
with a
yet.
pumpkin, though.
Yeah, they do. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because when it says trick and it's a pumpkin, it's okay because it explodes and things like that. Turnips don't. Turnips break windows.
They do not.
only saying from experience.
The shrapnel that goes through.
Yeah. And this month's confession brought to you by the Great British Mickey Waffle is John breaking windows. John breaking windows as a child in Glasgow. There you go. Sorry if it was your greenhouse. I do apologise.
Firework in a turnip. Don't do it.
Oops. Anyway, should we move swiftly on? And before we even get to the spooky bit,
Sarah ends up admitting to something else.
We need to transition away from turnips.
absolutely. And what better way than catching up with the next chapter in the Disney 100? The countdown to our 100th episode. 100 episodes, good grief. Anyway,
I
can't believe it, 100 episodes.
No, it's just bizarre, isn't it? It's great. I really like this whole thing. Because, strangely enough, Disney have decided they're going to celebrate their 100th at the same time as us. Imagine that. Just saying.
Who would have thought?
Anyway.
Brilliant, Lark.
Isn't it just? Anyway, Becca is going to take us through the next decade to hear all about the Walt Disney Company from 1993 to 2003. Take it away, Becca.
During this decade of 1993 to 2003, the Walt Disney Company underwent a significant transformation and achieved noteworthy milestones across various facets of its operation, encompassing film and television productions, theme parks, and corporate growth. This decade witnessed Disney's release of several timeless cinematic gems. Notably, The Lion King emerged as the highest-grossing animated film of its era, solidifying its status as one of Disney's most iconic creations. Additionally to this period introduced us to other classics such as The Nightmare Before Christmas, Pocahontas, A Goofy Movie, James and the Giant Peach, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan and Tarzan. The turn of the millennium brought us Fantasia 2000, The Tigger Movie, Dinosaur, The Emperor's New Groove, followed by Atlantis, The Lost Empire, Lilo and Stitch and Treasure Planet. In the realm of live-action films, this era delivered a slew of classics, including Hocus Pocus and Cool Runnings in 1993, The Santa Claus in 1994. Muppet Treasure Island and a live-action 101 Dalmatians soon followed in 1996, with George of the Jungle and Flubber in 97 and Mighty Joe Young rounding out the decade. The early 2000s contributed 102 Dalmatians, Spy Kids and The Princess Diaries. In 1995, Disney's groundbreaking partnership with Pixar Animation Studios yielded Toy Story, marking Disney's dominance in computer-generated animation. Subsequently, this collaboration led to the creation of A Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc. and Finding Nemo. By 2003, Disney solidified this partnership, by acquiring Pixar Animation Studios, making Steve Jobs Disney's largest individual shareholder. Alongside theatrical releases, the late 1990s saw a slew of straight-to-VHS sequels for many beloved animated classics, including Lady and the Tramp 2, Return to Neverland and Cinderella 2, Aladdin sequels and 3 tales from Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King. In the realm of theme parks, the Walt Disney Company opened its third water park in 1995, with Blizzard Beach. In 1998, Disney's Animal Kingdom opened at Walt Disney World in Florida, introducing innovative concepts like immersive lands and a strong commitment to environmental conservation. It featured popular attractions such as It's Tough to Be a Bug, Kilimanjaro and Festival of the Lion King, with the addition of Kali River Rapids in the following year. 1998 also marked the inauguration of the Disney Cruise Line, with the maiden voyage of the Disney Magic, followed by the Disney Wonder in 1999. This venture aimed to bring the magic of Disney to the high seas. In 2001, Disney's Californian Adventure Park debuted adjacent to Disneyland Resort in California, focusing on Californian history and culture while striving to attract a diverse audience. However, this period was not without challenges. In 1995, Michael Eisner, who'd been CEO since 1984, faced scrutiny for his leadership style, leading to tensions with key executives, including Walt Disney's nephew Roy E. Disney. The early 2000s brought about strategic changes, including creative differences, declining animation quality, and corporate governance issues, which impacted Disney's reputation. Nevertheless, Disney managed to maintain its status as a major player in the entertainment industry. Its theme park expansions, film releases, and strategic partnerships continue to captivate global audiences. The success of movies like The Lion King and its collaboration with Pixar laid the groundwork for Disney's future endeavours in animation and storytelling. In summary, the years from 1993 to 2003 witnessed both triumphs and hurdles for the Walt Disney Company, as it produced iconic films, expanded its theme park portfolio, and navigated the ever-evolving entertainment industry landscape through acquisitions and partnerships.
Thank you so much, Becca. Wow. Again, it's another decade where so much happened. I'm actually...
Packed full.
It's amazing though. I think that's when we started this. I don't think we actually fully understood when you split it into decades of just how much has happened within the whole Walt Disney Company. Decade after decade.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That reinvention is just absolutely amazing. And the standout for me, if I'm being really honest, is the whole Pixar bit, because when you look at the Pixar story and to see how such a forward thinking place of just sort of complete creativity has kind of sidelined themselves into the whole Disney sort of mantra, yet started off probably as independent as they possibly could be, and probably we're probably sort of pushing it to the fact that we don't want Disney anywhere near us. But how successful some of those films, even now, it would be so exciting. Well, maybe not. Don't tell my wife. It would be so exciting to sit with a really young child and actually have somebody watch Toy Story or Nemo or some of those really early stories for the very, very first time. Because when you sit, we've seen them thousands of times, but for a child to go and watch that for the very first time again, it is a truly magical experience. And something I actually, even just saying this, I'm just thinking, oh my word, this is just like, how could you find somebody to go watch that film with? Because it is amazing. And through the eyes of a child, some of those early Pixar things were just something else.
I just remember seeing Toy Story 2 in the cinema. And it was just one of those things, the film, I think, is just... I don't know, it's maybe underrated. A lot of sequel films are ones that, okay, never as good as the first. I think it's one that I think surpasses it. And obviously growing up in the 90s, Pixar was part of my childhood. I love Toy Story. I've
See
still
what
got
you did there, Claire.
buzz
See what
here.
you did there.
And we're
still
childhood,
I heard.
90s. Yeah,
I'm not
it's like
listening.
a subtle dig there.
Is that an
It's
original
an
Buzz
original
Lightyear in
in
its
the
box?
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Where's Barbie?
I was never into Barbie, strangely. But I
Oh, my
Do you know
word.
what? The impact of Pixar films
Yeah.
and the impact of the existence of Pixar and their slightly more grown up storytelling
Yeah.
process
Yeah.
compared to Disney animation. Until that point, yes, we've had, some of the renaissance of, like we talked about last month, but the way in which Pixar chose to tell the stories was far more emotionally mature.
Yeah.
And I think that made such a difference, and that added the completely different dimension. And we know what happens in the future in terms of Pixar and Disney, but I think those Pixar movies and how they evolved into those moments of memory, like you just said, Ben. You've got your buzz there, and you remember seeing. I think it was unique. Yeah. It was really unique at the time,
and especially when you compare that to some of the Disney films that were coming, animation studios films that were coming out at that time. I mean, Disney animation has got better in terms of being more emotionally mature, but Pixar had it in the bag from day one.
Right, I think the emotional intelligence of the Pixar films was really probably missed at the time, but when you look back you go, okay, that whole concept of the toys being left behind and selling them in the boots garage sale and all of that stuff, it's harrowing. It's traumatic, and that's Toy Story 1. By the time you get to 3, I can't deal with it. It's so clever, so clever.
I was
really
very
pleased that,
fortunate.
the future happens and we see more.
I was really fortunate at the time. I was actually teaching kids, and they were only 5 years old. Imagine that, me in charge of a class of 5-year-old kids. But to actually watch some of them, and we.
This is so today's day trip, kids. We're going to go and see Finding Nemo. You're like Mr. Ray. Let's go explore.
You've been in my classroom, Claire. I think that's all I'm saying.
You made me ink.
The guitar will be out soon as well. We'll be singing all the songs from
you want me to make
famous
you feel
Pixar
really
films
old.
known to mankind.
If you want me to make you feel really old, John, while you were teaching that class of 5-year-olds in 1995.
Go on.
That's how old I was.
Say it.
I was 5 in 1995.
That comes as no surprise whatsoever. There you go.
I'm in the middle and I feel old, so
you missed out there, Becky. You weren't in my class. There you go.
No.
I know. I would have been great to have you as a teacher. You should have moved down to Kent.
It would.
Yeah.
There you go, you see?
No.
There you go. Yeah, I'll put it in.
Those films at the time ended out on
well.
VHS.
Yeah, they did.
I've probably still got them in the loft as
there
well.
is.
I've never got rid of them.
Oh, I've definitely got
I was
all
going
the
to say,
VHS.
haven't actually, I don't know, working in a school now, it's like, if you say the word VHS, no one knows what it means.
I was going to say, maybe we should tell our younger listeners what a VHS actually is.
It's a very large cassette that went in a very large machine that regularly went wrong.
You had to rewind it at the end so it will go back to the beginning.
Oh my goodness.
Or it chews up as well occasionally. Actually, some videos.
Friday night you'd go to Blockbuster Video to choose your film.
This is a history lesson with the Great British Mickey Waffle.
Oh,
this is it.
Possibly it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, there are other things that were unique at that time. And Becky, you didn't mention it, but I remember very clearly in that period it must have been PlayStation, Walt Disney World, like magical racing game, I think it was, where you drove. It was like the predecessor of Mario Kart. And you played like Chip and Dale and Mickey and Minnie, and you drive round the park. So you would be driving your car round the tracks of the rides. So whether that be like Haunted Mansion, I can hear the music for the Thunder Mountain bit in my head as I'm
I've
talking.
never heard of it.
I'm like,
It was incredible.
Claire,
I'm mad.
I
Claire,
love
you've
that
just
game.
something in the real back of my head has just awoken to that whole realization. And as somebody who, I was a deprived child. We only had a ZX Spectrum. The ZX Spectrum was where our computing journey started, you know. But I'd completely forgotten about that. And it is actually...
I love that game.
It is
so much.
It is amazing. It's just like I am now in that bit.
The graphics are dreadful when you look back.
It's just the 90s.
The graphics were dreadful.
Yeah.
But I just remember you drive over like these little sparks.
Yeah.
What did you drive over like diamonds or crystals or something?
Probably
and eventually,
gems.
if you like in, if you they probably were gems, and if you had
Yeah.
like enough gems, you get infinity, and like sparks would come flying out your car, and the music would change. Like it was very cool, and the tracks were amazing. I never finished the
I'll
game.
see if I can find this.
Okay.
I got to Space Mountain, I think, and then
But that was the thing, though. It was the epitome of, all these clever video games that have got really good graphics now, but they set you out with the challenge of of trying to get to the end. This was like, sorry if you're young and you listen to this. This is groundbreaking for the time, but it was just incredible. And when you were involved in it, you're thinking this is just like. It was something completely
and as a Disney
different.
fan, right? As a Disney fan,
just,
being able to drive your way around Pirates of the Caribbean, very
The,
cool.
the reviews of the game weren't very good because it was too difficult for people to complete.
I never completed it, so I would agree with those reviews. But it was fun to play.
Yeah, can also put in a little bit, which probably shows how health and safety have moved on from this time up until today. Please never consider driving around Magic Kingdom things. Just saying.
If Disney needed an idea, what they could do is they could recreate this with with virtual reality. Apple have got their Vision Pro
It'd be amazing.
headset next
Why
year.
not?
This would be amazing. They could include things like the Utilidors.
Can you imagine going to the Halloween party dressed as a character
With the car.
and the car from the game?
Next year's costume, Claire. Next year's costume.
Hang on.
I'm sorted for next year. I'm done.
Trademark it now. That's it. We want.
Yeah.
We want. If anyone's listening to this and has got
We
the
don't need
know-how, we want.
Penelope von Schweetz with her cycle thing.
Yeah.
We need the cars from that game in the booty parade.
And 10%, please.
Dear
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
I.
Yeah. Dear Mr. EA Sports or whatever.
Yeah. Amazing.
It'd be bigger than
Sorry,
FIFA.
I digressed, but it
bigger
was
than
worth
FIFA.
it, yes.
That's it. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm my head's just gone completely into that sort of gaming sort of. Yeah, I'm just like, whoa, that would just be amazing. Yeah.
I want to go play it now.
Yeah.
I've still got a copy somewhere.
It's only 23 years old.
Don't get rid of that, Claire. Goodness. Yeah.
Christ.
That'd be
it's somewhere in the loft.
That might be worth more
It'll
than
be worth something one day.
Ben's buzz.
It'll be on the Antiques Roadshow one day.
It'd be worth a fortune though, because those are the types of things that we all should keep hold of. Just like Ben's original Buzz Lightyear.
I know.
Becca, you picked up on something about talking about age and things like that. But the amount of Disney films at this time that went straight to VHS was quite staggering.
So many.
And actually, it's probably the stuff that we're still all watching on Disney Plus. Like, it's the stuff that maybe somebody was sat there. I'm not naming names, but he was recently ousted as CEO.
There was a lot of sequels that just didn't really make sense.
It
Was it Lady and the Tramp 2?
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp 2 and 101 Dalmatians 2, both of which one was called Scamp's London Adventure and one was called Patch's London Adventure. So they're basically all the same story, but with different franchise characters.
And at the same time as Joey and Chandler were going to London. London, baby!
And then
It's the same era.
Aladdin, Lion King and Beauty and the Beast both had 2 sequels each. Yeah.
Really?
I remember The Lion King because it was
Lion King 2 was well loved in our household, so, you know, I can still...
When did the next one come out?
1.5.
Lion King...
Oh no, Lion King 2 was actually before Lion King 1.5. Lion King 2 was out in about 1997-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Really?
my brother got it for his birthday one year, and because he'd already loved The Lion King, so my aunt brought him this, and he was
98.
obsessed. Was it 98?
Simba's Pride.
Yes, yeah, just before my sister was born.
Yeah, Simba's Pride.
Yeah, okay. But would it be
I
officially
think it was a
known
half
as
decent
the
film with fairly
flogging?
good music.
It was.
Out of all of the sequels produced, it was probably one of the better ones.
Oh, and we'll have to save Lion King 1.5 for next month because that's 2004.
2004.
So
It's
on your list, John.
To that. Yeah, but again though, that whole thing, it's like flogging a dead horse, isn't it? And apologies for animal lovers out there. It's a term of phrase in the UK. You're not
Especially
literally
when you
flogging a
consider
dead horse.
that a lot of those films also had TV shows on the Disney Channel.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
That were kind of
And also computer games that went along with them as well.
went along with them.
I'm thinking.
It was like digital.
It was one of those things where things went from VHS
growth,
to DVD. And then it was like, okay, you've got a DVD that'll play on your computer. And then it was like, okay, it comes with a game.
Yeah.
It was that sort of thing. It's like once you've done one, it's all of them.
So, and we've avoided talking about this already, so this is the exciting bit for me. It's simply purely from a selfish point of view with Animal Kingdom opening. But the actual expansion across the globe at this time was something else as well, which is
amazing.
Which when we look at where, and I think we found this in the past, where the film division is actually not succeeding in what they aim to do, then you suddenly find that the park division kind of steps up and there's a lot of investment in that particular area. I actually, that fascinates me because I think we could probably set a series of graphs for the whole 100 years, and you could actually look at sort of successes and failures within the film industry. But then when the parks began to open, you could actually align that. So when the films were in that trough kind of sequence, it appeared as if the parks get a little bit more money. And strangely enough, they probably go hand in hand. Someone sat at a board meeting and probably decided, look, we need to do something with the parks. Okay, let's cut the budget for films. Yeah. And you can see it.
Do you know what? I'm just in my head. I have a vision of a very modern dashboard and inflow and outflow, and where that's where my brain's gone. It's like being at work.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the fact that Animal Kingdom opens. And Joe Roddy. I mean, let's face it. For the previous few years, the amount of effort that Joe Roddy went to devise the concepts for Animal Kingdom. He literally travelled the globe and pulled together artifacts and stories, and I think that is one of the amazing things about Animal Kingdom. Even now, having been so many times, when you go, the stories are so authentic and well constructed and researched and evidenced, and those are the things that make it completely different to the
Anytime
other
I've been to
parks.
Animal Kingdom and gone, I'm not sure on this, I will then Google it, find out, see all the research and everything that was done. It's like, that is actually how that is done.
And the stuff that you see around you is real. It's not that they've created something, right, apart from the baobab trees. We'll talk about
And that great big tree in the middle of the park as well.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
They're Disney real, not real.
Tree.
Right. So when we did the Caring for Elephants tour very recently, Millie asked about something, be it the rocks and whether they were real. This is the terminology she used. I was so proud. Are the rocks in the middle of that area real or Disney real? And to be fair, I was like, come on.
What a great way of
and that's the thing
describing it.
Yeah.
I know. And obviously they're Disney real.
Yeah.
As are the baobab trees and the termite mounds, because, let's face it, I'm not sure that Florida agricultural authorities would be very happy if you invited a whole load of termites to ship. Yeah. However, most of the things that you see, like I'm thinking like all the Yeti memorabilia and stuff that you see in the Everest, all the stuff that you see inside Tusker House on the walls, that stuff is either real or exact copies. And that's the unique thing about Animal Kingdom for me, is the authentic nature of the stuff that you see around you.
I think as well, Claire, you
Sorry,
go to,
I quite like it there.
I just think it's beautiful, and actually I've watched an awful lot of Everest documentaries and sort of stories of people who climbed Everest, but to look at the way that they, and I know within the climate within Florida, there has to be a replenishment that goes on every few years, because the prayer flags within that area do get a lot of wear and tear.
But they don't change.
No.
They always look the same, though. They always look the same amount of weathered.
Yeah. But I think there is
you don't see them one year going, oh, they look a bit faded.
Yeah, well, I've been at times where I thought, oh, there's less this year than there were previously, and then you go back maybe the following. You go back the following year, and actually there's been a complete replenishment, and you're thinking, yeah, okay, take that. But
and you know,
I was always going to say, Claire,
I was going to say the other thing about
it's so beautifully done, because it's totally what people who are climbing Everest are actually going through prior to moving to base camp. And you're thinking, Joe Rohde saw this, and actually he brought it to a ride, and we are so privileged to actually be within that area where someone has actually gone to the absolute nth degree to make it appear.
Need to. No, they could have just stuck something in and made it okay.
No. Although,
but they didn't do that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Everest open in 2006?
No, but in terms of as a general concept.
But
I'm preempting all my research I've done for next month, Becky, you see, aren't I?
I know, you're jumping ahead of yourself.
I'm giving it away.
But it could have just been it could have been a zoo.
Yeah.
It could have just been a park that has some zoo type things thrown in. Yeah. But it isn't, and it never will. I don't think it ever will be. And I think there are still things now that I am finding in Animal Kingdom that I have not done. Yeah. Whether that be this time when we were there for a long time, I went to the bar between the Louvre and Everest. Yeah. You know, the one on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
I've never been to that bar before.
Yep.
Ever. So I went there and I got a drink, and that was something I've never. And there's always something new.
It's quite a nice bar
that I've not done, and it doesn't matter when I think I've done it all. I haven't.
Don't tell her. It never used
Lots
to be.
Lots of little nooks and crannies.
That bar itself for older listeners used to be the old fast pass distribution.
Over 21s.
Old fast pass distribution sort of shelter. Oh, yeah. And so you used to.
Oh, really?
It used to be the bit that you elbow everyone out of the way prior to Pandora existing, right? So you get there and you fought off bravely like Tarzan to get to this paper fast pass area. You chuck your ticket in, you get your 4 fast passes, you all nick into the standby line, and then you come back round and you'd be able to use your first fast pass of the day. And it was just like, it was just
trying to remember what it's called, and it's annoying me.
It's a lovely bar, though.
I'm just looking at it,
and it doesn't get.
It is a lovely bar, and I'm trying to.
And it's busy.
It doesn't get a lot of.
If
footfall.
It's busy on one side, if there's a queue of 3 or 4 people on one side,
go around the other side.
Around the other side, and you get served right away. Just saying, like.
Right.
When you compare, it's
handy hints and tips from the Great British Mickey Waffle. Sorry, Becca.
Hang on. It's called is it the Thirsty River Bar?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I've never.
Thirsty River Bar.
I didn't know.
I've seen
never
it.
looked up what it's.
I walked past it.
Yeah.
I've never been it.
I had I think I had a margarita from there. It was very nice.
But when you compare the immersive theming from Animal Kingdom to other parks that were opened in that decade, both Disneyland Studios in Paris and California Adventure, both of those had issues in terms of immersion when they first opened.
Forget Blizzard Beach as well.
And even Blizzard Beach, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how one park managed to get it spot on and two others sort of missed the mark slightly.
Well, Joe Roddy, he's only one man.
Yeah, but California Adventure didn't open until 2001 and Studios in Paris didn't open until 2002.
What I liked is the amount of detail and time that Joe Roddy spent going around the world researching all of this Peninsula Park. Reminds me a lot of what Disney did for Disneyland, where it was exploring. It just felt that was the right thing to do. Instead of just going, okay, we're going to have a zoo in Florida because that's what we think will fit. So we just need something that's got animals. It's
the effort expended to make it
and
better.
How
that's the difference.
Culturally sensitive they were to those areas as well. Yeah. As much as they could
if it was built now, it might not quite look as it does, but
maybe not. But
you know, it grows. It grows, and it
Disney version of these. But
it's still better than the studios in Paris. Yeah, and I think that is that
Which
to me.
also opened during this period.
That to me.
The concrete studios.
Yeah, and it's just bizarre that you look at the contrast between the two.
Cinemagique was amazing.
It was.
Cinemagique was amazing.
Yeah.
Animagique was amazing. Sing the song, everybody. Let's all
the
sing it
music
together with the pink elephants.
Superb. Just saying, if you can get it Apple Music or Spotify, put it on. It'll be in your head for months. Just.
Animagique particularly. And don't forget Armageddon.
Yeah. But it even now as it stands to this day in 2023, you still walk into the studios and think, who signed this off? It's just crazy.
The front of the park makes no sense.
The inside of the park makes no sense.
That's true.
What, you mean funneling through a very small undercover area?
Yeah.
I suppose the Studio One area is useful when it's raining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but
don't
then
eat in there.
everyone stands
Ever eat
inside
in
there.
there.
There's too many people in one place.
It's awful. Anyway.
No,
it's getting a refurbishment. It's going to be renewed.
Slowly but surely getting better, that park.
Yeah,
that is true.
It was a welcome expansion at the time, though.
And equally, California Adventure has seen a huge change within the time as well. But yeah, if you show something, we could actually make a complete series. We could offer it to Disney Plus. We could tell their story.
We're selling ourselves.
Why they didn't do this?
I think so, because actually,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know, it was my idea, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why would we profits for that, right?
How too busy selling Disney100 popcorn buckets?
Just the credit.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Right.
What makes more money? A series about Disney100 or...
But I'm surprised they didn't do one for Disney Plus, though.
Yeah.
It would have been...
Ben, can we release
10 episodes
each month? Can we release each decade as its own standalone
Yes,
episode?
it's on our Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon yet. But I think it would be quite cool when we finished next month, which will be the last one. We could release them as their own little series if people wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, take about, I guess, total about 2 hours, if that. Maybe an hour and a half.
Depends.
About 6 or 7 minutes.
It also
aren't
depends
they?
if you listen to it on 2 times speed.
Well,
We might sound a bit
Might be
like mice.
something.
depends who's presenting. Next month, you might want to listen to it on 2 times speed, eh, John?
I'm insulted. That's it. I've been working on next month's extravaganza.
Yeah.
For months. It's just going to be
9 months.
John, can I...
You've got, it's like Sam Eagle, the big finale. You've got a minute and a half.
I've got 3-hour grand finale. John, I'm going to send you the link for
This is for
chat.
John Sam Eagle.
John, I'm going to send you the link for chat GPT. In case,
GPT.
Can you shorten this?
Give him a, yeah.
It'll be an
Oh
epic.
my goodness! Can someone buy John a Sam Eagle T-shirt, please?
We start the show this month. And Robin had put in there, so grab a drink. This could be grab your breakfast, dinner, and tea.
Breakfast, lunch, and
Because
dinner.
actually, by the time we finish the Disney100, we might get 100. We might get 100.
Buckle in, we're here for a while. It's like getting on the overnight sleeper train to Inverness.
Claire, I'm going to show everyone next month of just how much I have. I have grown
It's a 24-hour
in the time
podcast,
that
right,
we've
John?
in these 100 episodes, and I'm not going back to them first. Was it the first 5 episodes where we did that?
That's actually the segment that was supposed to be 10.
The first quick fire segment.
That's fine.
It was longer than
I've learned.
John, I can't wait to hear about it because it's stuff that we know.
It's amazing.
And it's going to be
I
amazing.
feel like we should release John's original 30-minute segment. For that first
could do like a
episode.
retro segment.
Oh yeah,
Retro segment.
yeah.
If anyone has any ideas of what we should do for our GBMW 100 in December, please let us know.
Let us know.
Our socials are at GB Mickey Waffle.
Because
us some ideas.
we've got yeah.
Do you know what? I did have an idea that I saw.
Oh.
I saw online, but it'd take a bit of work.
You volunteered
Which
yourself.
was no, I haven't. No. And I'm just going to say that neither Peter, Jill, nor Robin or Simon are here, so they could be voluntold. To rank every single attraction in Walt Disney World
Ooh.
in order.
Maybe we should just take
Best
it
to
park by
worst.
park.
Or worst to
Oh,
best.
yeah.
I saw something online about that and I thought,
And you thought
That would be an amazing
you thought
thing to do for
I
100
took
episodes.
ages to do one. It's going to take us forever. Are we doing a
Can we just make a
24-hour
thing that Small
show?
World does not get to the top 10?
Yeah.
Small World doesn't
I don't
make
know.
the top 100.
do you know what? It would take a lot of work. Maybe we should think about that for next year.
And there's
Because
band
that we
words
could
as
do
well.
part by part.
But just so for our listeners, if you do have any favourite moments and best bits, do let us know what they are on one of our social media platforms, or drop us an email.
I've got lots.
Let us know what they are.
None of them we
None
can't.
of them are
Broadcastable.
broadcastable. If you just want bloopers for the 100, let us know. We can do that.
We
There's
can do
plenty
that.
of
Right.
them.
There's
I
loads
still
of
think
that.
we should do we should do maybe sometime in December just the watch or listen party to our first ever recording.
No.
No.
No, the audio quality is
I
terrible.
We're having to listen to John's full segment.
Oh, I don't think it was good.
Nobody
Ben-
needs that in their
Ben,
life.
what I was thinking though, what people could do if they wanted to just sort of catch a flavour of what's gone before, go and check out some of the stuff we did live when we were during the lockdown period and things like that. Because actually, some of them
Like the Halloween show.
some of them
from 3
2 hour,
years ago.
2 hour shows, 3 hour shows, were just some of the most amazing things that we actually did. I have no idea how we actually put them together because we just rocked up, put the computer on, and it was just amazing. And actually, big credit to Ben because some of the graphics that were actually on some of those shows were something to really behold. And I think there we go, Ben. For our 100th, let's revisit some of those graphics because they were absolutely incredible.
Wafflers roulette graphic. I like that one.
Maybe we should have a game.
We should totally. Maybe we should bring back some of these things that we did. If you would like us to do like a if you want us to do like a retro show for the 100 with some of
Oh
the
my word!
great things that we've put together. I mean, maybe get a couple of guests on to play.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Does anyone remember Wafflers Ask a Question? Or was it... What's on when Disney Plus launched at the beginning of lockdown?
No, I remember No Loki, No Likey.
Why do you remember that, Claire?
But that's on topic for next month. This month with Loki out next week.
Right, No Loki, No Likey. I remember
I
that.
still think one of the highlights was when we were talking with Kate Herron. That was one of the standout moments. Yeah.
Right, I think we should just do a bit of a
retro,
maybe we
yeah.
should do like a roundup of our retro
Yeah.
stuff.
We've got
I
100
think
minutes. There we
Vintage waffles.
And I think the other thing as well,
That'd be
we actually need to recognise of what we've actually achieved over this time, given the circumstances, not just with lockdowns and things like that, but health issues that have cropped up. It's just absolutely it's stupid.
It's crazy.
We've actually got to 100 episodes, and it's just one of them things. And if you've listened from the very beginning, you've watched some of our stuff from the very beginning.
Congratulations.
So sorry.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You
though.
deserve a medal.
We would send
do you know what?
medals, but get in touch. We might send you something. You know, if you can actually prove that you've listened to the whole lot.
If you've heard all episodes, all 100, let us know.
Yeah.
But I think there are things that, you know, when you think back as to the things we've done, what's been going on with the team, also all the friends that we've made and the people we've spoken to, you just like, if we were to write a list, I'm sure Ben has a list somewhere. He's got a spreadsheet with all of this stuff on. Of all the people we've spoken to.
Unlike you and I,
It's incredible.
Claire, you just keep it right up there. We just keep it there, and then someone says,
Right?
"Oh, yeah, you remember that computer game?" And you're like, "Oh, right."
My brain has like 100 tabs open all at the same time, all doing. This is it. It's coming from that computer game still at this moment in time.
That's a great way of describing it.
That's me. Welcome to my brain.
Oh, it's true.
Do you know what? We are way into this episode. What were we talking about?
Halloween.
Was it Halloween?
All together now.
This is Halloween. Halloween. We're on this side of the Atlantic, and actually, what do you guys do for Halloween in the UK? And I think this is maybe a little bit of what we need to just discuss with a few people, because it might be a little bit different than what we would like to experience. And I know that Claire has already experienced Halloween and celebrated it and come home and then realised it's
right,
only
in August.
and realised I've still got another 2 months to wait. I know we've got we've got lots of people who listen and watch our shows that come from the US. Go on, tell me what you do, and then I'll have a whinge. Go on.
Normally I count down to Christmas, but it's been more Christmas people than Halloween.
Okay.
But we spend a lot of it watching films.
Yeah.
So things from Hocus Pocus, Hocus Pocus 2. Where was the Marvel one that was out last year?
Werewolf by Night. So I don't do horror films or slasher films or anything like that. So the Disney Halloween films are kind of the tame version of my kind of scary.
That's the ones you'd normally find on Disney Channel. But
So Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Which that one lost all from sort of
that one I've watched
all
many
of
times all the way up. It's all good.
Yeah. That one's a bargain. It has longevity.
And the music is incredible in that film.
What else? Things like Caroline and Corpse Bride.
Oh, Coraline.
Coraline is terrifying. That's a horrific film.
Yeah, but it doesn't have any jump scares, so
it's still
but
I don't like jump scares.
Not great. The button eyes.
And something else is horrific that we spent last month.
Yeah, I can deal with
it. Was that would be a Halloween film?
It would not.
No.
I can deal with creepy. I can kind of deal with blood mostly, but I don't like anything that is gonna makes me jump. So
you'd rather watch the Addams Family.
I'd rather watch things like the Addams Family. I loved and Wednesday and
every time you see something scary, I keep going. And then
Sorry, it's just like,
you can play along at home.
It's one of those things. You mentioned the word.
Yeah.
Adam's Family.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, do you guys do trick or treating, or do you get set up ready for other people to come to you trick or treating? Do you have candy, sweets,
Yes,
stuff
but
ready.
because we're in a flat and we don't put any Halloween decorations outside, nobody comes and knocks on our door.
I'm a bit miserable with it.
And they turn all the lights out as well. So pretend they're not
I
at
remember
home.
there was one
Something like the
Saturday.
boss.
I think you
I was at work.
were at work, and I was like, I do not want trick or treaters interrupting. I think there was a Formula One race on, and it was like the time of night that it was on was about 8 o'clock at night. So it's like I sat there with the lights off watching Formula One. There was knocks on the door, and I ignored them.
Yeah.
I did, and I was
Did
like,
you?
I'm not. It's like, I'm not
That's
here.
awful.
But it was just, I don't know.
I was trying to think what we do for Halloween. We don't go trick or treat. We live in like the middle of nowhere. So we live in the woods, and so there really isn't anywhere to go trick or treating unless you drive. And so we tend not to do that. Millie always has a Halloween party at school. They have a thing. We always watch the Strictly Come Dancing Halloween special. Just saying, because it's amazing. But we do watch Halloween movies. And I remember it's really different. So I know I mentioned earlier in the show about the turnips. I remember as a child going to Halloween parties. So I grew up in Scotland, and I remember going to, I guess it must have been the Scout Hut, the local village hall that was the Scout Hut.
You're going to tell me
going
the
to the
same
Halloween
Scout Hut in
parties.
Scotland.
Like,
I was
honestly,
at Clare, aren't you, in a minute. I'm just like...
It is so crystal clear. No, I was on the posh side. I was on the East Coast.
That's fine.
So
Why does that come as no surprise?
Really, John, it is crystal clear in my mind. I remember very clearly. We would go to the Halloween party. There was apple duking.
Yeah.
So where you would kneel, none of this sticking your face in the water. Kneel on a chair over the back of the chair with a fork in your mouth. You had to drop the fork into the bucket of the apples and spear an apple.
Yeah.
I remember having my hands behind my back and having they were like donuts tied to pieces of string from a rope covered in treacle.
Yeah.
And you had to eat the donut with your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other things, but those two things particularly stick in my mind as like a Halloween party thing.
Yeah.
And more I think about it, I think my poor children have missed out on the joy of having your face covered in treacle. But I think there are definitely Halloween parties that probably still go on.
Actually, that was sort of my childhood, and actually within Scotland, it was done and organised so well. And it was really, and again, maybe a joke about being in the Scout Hut, but for the people of Kirkintilloch in Glasgow, this was such a big thing as a scout because it was just an amazing night. You came home, everything, you were drenched from head to foot because anything that you didn't get, but you didn't get, if your face didn't get put in it, then basically the bowl got turned up on top of you because that was just what we did.
Oh, the bowl of flour.
Yeah, and it was just like
there was a bowl of flour with like stuff in the bottom of it, and you stick your face in after you've had treacle on it.
But it was such a great. It was just such a lovely experience. And I know Sarah's going to have a moment, and I will have a moment because actually, I would say, certainly from being a parent and being in England, I don't think we do Halloween very well. We do it on this bit that we've kind of imported the worst bits of trick and treating from America.
I agree.
And what we've done is we've actually made it is like we go and knock on people's doors, and if they don't give us a treat, then we give them all kinds of abuse and things like that. And it's wrong. It's not. Yeah. It kind of legalizes sort of the bad things.
It's bullying.
It is. It's horrible, and I don't agree with that. And we've got a real beautiful thing that goes on within where we live. There's an awful lot of housing. We've got young kids who know that if people put a pumpkin on the doorstep, they can come and they can ring the bell. They will get a treat, and at some point in the night, you remove the pumpkin, and you're not welcome. And if there's no pumpkin there, you're not welcome. And
I think
parents,
that's the great way.
I think it's a great way of doing it.
We really do.
I think that's a general
we
thing
don't
now,
explain
though.
it to anyone. It's unwritten.
No.
It's unwritten.
It's just one of those
and I think that's been
unwritten
a really
rules.
good
Yeah, I
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we have found,
I mean,
when the kids were younger, we went to town and we did it really, really sort of, not OTT, but we actually, we
Made the effort.
Yeah, we made the effort. I think one year I had a 3 pumpkin Olaf outside the front door, which was quite good.
that's
But I
cool.
can't. Yeah, which was dead.
I've definitely
which
done.
was dead
I've
easier
definitely
than
done pumpkin.
I've never
carve.
done pumpkin
it was
carving.
easier than carving Mickey.
Never
and
done it.
Pumpkin. Oh.
Oh, so I'll share in the Wafflers Arms the photos of some pumpkins that we've done previously.
I will too. I will with Shane Ben. In fact, what I could do, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna see if I can get him to do one.
Morrison's. I'll buy him one of them little carving kits. You know, you just get, and then you realise that
you don't
they're
need one of
rubbish.
them.
You realise they're
power
rubbish.
drill.
You
Need a
realise
drill.
they're rubbish.
Okay.
And you
Ben,
get,
I'm not joking. I'll share the picture that I've done, which had Tinkerbell cut out, and then her pixie dust I did with the drill.
oh.
Like the 12-bit masonry bit.
And then people could look at mine and see.
Don't
the
use one
special-
of those plastic carving sets.
See what the special needs version looks like when you look at my pictures in comparison to Claire's. You know. Just saying, like. You know.
Funny enough, I'm a little bit obsessive. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be done to the best.
You remind me of
ever.
was it Tim? No,
I'm like the monitor.
Tim Taylor from Home Improvement. More power.
Oh, I totally am. Yeah.
More
So
power.
that's exactly right. Don't just use a knife. Use the drill. That's the answer. And you can like a Dremel. You can use like the cutter on that. It's
I
great.
feel like we need to have a little Wafflers carving competition.
I think so too.
I'm going to use a turnip.
So I think we all carve a pumpkin.
We'll
Can I-
choose a vegetable.
We put it on the Wafflers Arms, and we get the Wafflers Arms community to vote for their favourite one.
Like the ones of the contemporary and things like that.
Disney themed gets
Totally,
extra
let's
points.
do it. Why just us? Why just us? Why don't our
Everyone.
friends
Yes.
and Wafflers
Yeah,
Arms join
you
in too?
Everyone. Yeah. But as
Show us your pumpkins, Ben. Is that what you
That's a
just said?
chair, but I will go with that.
see,
This is why we shouldn't be left to do this on our own.
for those listening only to the podcast and not watching on YouTube, I have got the face that says "not guilty." That wasn't my fault for the first time ever. I hope you.
And also,
I
anyone
want that
watching on
noted.
YouTube,
I'm having
see
that
if you
noted
notice what's
and
above Claire's
minuted
head.
forever.
It says naughty corner.
You
Blurred
guys
naughty
blurred. You can't see it. Oh,
Yeah.
it's too easy.
Yeah,
It's
but-
too easy.
Yeah, should I bring
Okay,
the note?
yes. So,
You
yeah.
started it though, Ben.
Yeah,
You were asking people to
pumpkin
get the
carving
pumpkins.
Right.
competition.
Get your pumpkins out. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness.
and you've got-
we were actually away for Halloween
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, you,
We're
hey,
not
you
at
get,
home, we're
get
in,
your
we're
excuse
away.
in early.
We're at
but
a
you-
wedding,
no, get your
so-
excuse in early.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
We're at Centre Parks and we've already had a conversation about the fact that we will take pumpkins with us and do them
Brilliant.
Very
Excellent
nice.
idea.
know.
Showing off your pumpkins.
We're going to have to do ours the week or so
Absolutely.
before.
They'll be
I'll-
mouldy by
I'll
the
say,
time.
Ah, you'll be right. Take a
We might do it while
photos
we're
don't
jet
mold.
lagged.
You're all right.
Stick them
We'll
outside.
be flying
They'll
back
be
from
okay.
Florida, so it'll
They'll be
be.
alright.
Should we just pinch one?
It's all right.
Oh,
This was.
That plastic one's from Magic Kingdom. The one with the toilet side on it.
Oh, Ben, just between you and me, when you walk up Main Street, just have a look. On the top of cases, there used to be a really nice one there, hot dog themed and things like that. Just saying, if it makes your hand boogers on the way back, you'll be doing all right. I won't tell anyone. You're okay. I know people.
I like the ones that you see in Magic Kingdom where the faces like that.
Yeah.
Why is it like the long open bag for the arms? That's so funny.
Right, so hang on, before we do that, Claire. Right, so I think we're kind of all agreed on this. Right, we do Halloween really badly. Right,
Badly.
when you go you go across to America. For me, notwithstanding the Disney part of it, but actually you look at how America actually go about celebrate Halloween. They don't do Guy Fawkes. So yeah, we've got two big
No.
big things.
We get an extra.
So, yeah.
We get a bog off deal, don't we? Really? Okay.
So we've agreed the UK, we're rubbish at doing Halloween.
Yeah.
In the US, they are far better at doing Halloween. And actually, when you get to the parks, Halloween becomes a completely different experience, and one which is actually it doesn't kind of resonate as a religiously overtoned thing. It becomes like a celebration of the harvest, and it becomes a recognition of the time of year, and I actually really like that, because it takes away that horrible little undertone that people kind of associate Halloween with. Yeah, it's about scaring people. Yeah, boo to you. Hey,
do you think with Disney, because it starts in August, I know it's I like that it's there for people that want to go earlier in the year that aren't able to go during October because school holidays and that side.
Definitely.
And also it can be cheaper to go than, I think there's so much at Mickey's Not So Scary, even though we haven't done it since 2016, that it just makes it open to so many people that even if you're not a big Halloween fan, there's still something for you, even if you just go there and do the rides, because the shorter wait times. But also it's the atmosphere, it's the parade, there's something about Boo to You. I think it's Disney's best
it's a
parade.
party.
It's so much fun.
It's a party.
I agree.
Actually, I think that's the biggest thing.
It really is a celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's laughing. Do you know the best thing about the Halloween party? And we did it, back in August. And we took, spoiler alert, we took a friend with us. So Zach Brown came with us. He had never done the Halloween party before. And he was like so excited because he'd heard the Boo Parade, he'd seen videos, but he'd never experienced it.
Yeah.
We dressed up as jungle skippers. We had like the best evening ever. We had so much fun. We rode Jungle Cruise just as jungle skippers, and had the most incredible interaction. And Zach went home with a bag full of candy, and just, watching, actually, previously we've done we did Fantasmic a year ago.
His niece and nieces' Christmas presents already sorted.
Right, he had
candy.
a bag with him, and honestly, it was so full of candy he could barely carry it. And the thing is, last December he made me watch Fantasmic for the first time, and he was excited to watch my reaction to Fantasmic. It was exactly the same, the opposite way round this time with Boo to You. And I'd forgotten how long Boo to You is. It's like 22 minutes long, the parade.
It's amazing.
It's mega.
Parade. Amazing.
It just doesn't stop. It's relentless. And it is incredible, every single section of it. And it's just so much fun. I'd forgotten how I think you get blasé about it maybe if you do it every year. But watching it and enjoying the whole party side of things, and going trick-or-treating is a bit weird in August, and for a UK person going trick-or-treat, happy Halloween is a bit strange.
There's something about Merry Christmas in November.
But
it's
no different, it's just you get on with it and you enjoy it and you have fun and you enjoy the attractions and the lighting and the show that is put on, and doing that with someone who's never done it before just makes it that whole step more exciting. So I think Halloween in Walt Disney World, in the Magic Kingdom, that's before you start going over to Fort Wilderness and looking at all the decorations that people and their cabins and stuff like that. There's so many ways of celebrating that don't involve any religious undertones that people sometimes find uncomfortable.
It's truly a party, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's accessible for you. It isn't scary. In a way that
it's not like the place up the road where there's people with chainsaws.
That's maybe a little bit. That is challenging for even for some adults as well.
Anyone.
But what I would say is, Claire, is if nobody's seen the pictures of you guys dressed as skippers from your Halloween bit, please go and check them out. They were absolutely incredible. What I would also say, I do ask for a little bit of forgiveness from time to time from you guys, because I always get involved in this, but when you get to the Halloween parade, strangely enough, That used to happen every night of the year within Magic Kingdom, and now we're only on party nights. And I actually,
I know.
and it is, but it's that experience when
It's
you're
incredible, though.
when you're in a park and the anticipation as before the parade arrives, you will meet people,
Right.
and you will meet people who you do not know, and they will for the whole time of the parade, they will become like best friends. You'll never see them again in your entire life.
Totally
And all that.
happened. That's
But
exactly
you
what
just
happened to us.
It's the most beautiful experience. Like-minded, Disney-loving people, and you just know that I only go from something that happened to us, and the woman who we met, I have no idea what her name is. She was from America. We were made to feel we just had the most beautiful time. It was just all that thing of, as you were waiting for the parade, you get to know somebody, and that is just such a, you can't put into words. Actually, I really struggle to put that into words, which for me is quite a strange thing. But it's amazing. And if you've experienced
we had a very strange experience.
Yeah.
We had exactly that. But the girl who was stood beside us, who was chatting to us before the Booteroo parade, by the end of the Booteroo parade, pretty much was sitting on Zach Brown's lap. So that was fun. It was very funny. Aww. She was trying to video it, I believe. Yeah. She had her phone and she was leaning across. But it was great amusement for me watching that happen.
But that's it, though, isn't it? It
was all fun.
Yeah,
it was all good fun.
And that sums up what it should be.
Yeah.
And like we started with this in Scotland, for me and for you, Claire, it was a fun time of the year. It wasn't deemed as being this
right. Everyone's
any overtone.
Everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
Go and join in and experience it.
I'd love to know what's stopping Disney with a nighttime parade. Because it's always been capacity.
Ka-ching!
But then the thing is, capacity I don't think is an excuse. Since 2020 was it when park reopened, they were able to control the capacity of how people were coming in.
Yeah.
So.
And next year when the park reservations go, then actually they don't care about
There's
capacity
a lot
anymore.
less people at the Halloween and Christmas parties than there is at a regular night at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
No.
Doesn't feel like it, but you know.
That's true.
Just saying.
I think that there's no reason why not, other than
there isn't really.
And
I
think
they can have a daytime parade. They should be able to have a nighttime one.
And I think if you're going between August and end of October, and you're there during Halloween season, definitely book the ticket. I know people say that is it worth the cost because you've already paid for a 14-day ticket.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
do it.
Absolutely
worth every single penny.
100%. Even for those photographs of characters that are never ever usually in the parks.
Yeah. Seven Dwarfs, Jack and Sally.
Do you know what? There's so many characters actually.
Yeah.
We saw
so
many characters that you wouldn't even just walking around because they're starting to build the meandering character process in Walt Disney World to try migrate it a little bit to more how it is in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And we saw that a lot. So, you mentioned it, I think, when you were talking about Vero Beach and previously on previous episodes where people just turn up at
hotels.
Characters turn up at hotels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we had that as well. But at the Halloween party, there are characters just around. And you're like, okay, we can go over to Tomorrowland and we can meet Sully and Mike and Stitch. And, they're not going to sign an autograph.
Yeah.
But you can get a photo and you can have an interaction that sticks in your mind, or your child can have an interaction that sticks in their mind. Millie meeting Elvis Stitch.
Yep.
That she'll remember that. There are so many different things that happen at those parties that you can't quantify. And that's before you start looking at the effort that other people have made it. They actually had some really cool photo ops that are set up this year with Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and a background that you can sit in and have your photo taken. And there was a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and there was a Sleepy Hollow one. They were very, very cool, and they had magic shots as part of them as well. So the value that is added in those nights is worth the money.
Yeah,
definitely.
Plus the fact that he chucked in a real life bear into Magic Kingdom.
Hey,
We're passing it.
at the end,
Right. it's like going back to the original concept for Animal Kingdom.
mid-September.
One
Let's
of
have
the
a
bears
real life
escaped from
bear.
Country Bears.
One of
I
the bears
loved
was
all of the
complaining
pictures and
fact
all of
they
the
want
memes
They
this
want to
week.
change it.
It was so funny. So
Being on Haunted
funny.
Mansion.
It's brilliant.
I think the best one was People Mover with the Mickey ears.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought I liked the one on Space
Yeah.
Mountain. To be honest with you, we sat in
Laid back
the
and just-
laid back Space Mountain seat.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Bravo to
Yeah.
all the meme
It didn't take
makers.
long.
Too
Within
right.
an hour.
Too right.
It was.
No, a minute.
Yeah.
And the thing for me was that the bear had its own Twitter account, or X, but it had its own Twitter account, and someone was updating it around what they were doing. It was hysterical.
It was one of those things. It's not very often half the park gets closed.
No,
It was incredible.
Not unless it's a private event.
Yeah, true.
That usually
Right.
that usually annoys me, and then you're kicked out before the fireworks. You know? Oh,
It's
dear.
the more immersive version of Country Bears Jamboree. They're just testing it out before the refurb.
I think so.
I'd take
but I
real
think
bears
that's
over
it.
the Country
Yeah.
Bears Jamboree any day.
Becca!
It's
How
not a
dare
secret I
you.
don't
Look at
like
that.
that attraction.
You might like the new one.
Yeah.
It's,
No, I won't, because it's
based
the
on
bears I don't like.
Controversial
They're
to the
weird.
very end.
it's based on bare necessities.
Oh, liver lips. How very dare you.
I can say some things.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure they'd be appropriate.
Liver lips.
Great. I love
Right,
it.
liver lips and Big Owl.
I love it. I love
Great
it.
names.
Names are
I love it.
fine.
I love it when.
I think the best thing of Country Bears was when one of them
Names-
interrupted our Keysler Kingdom tour and started telling us what was happening on this side, and this side was just leading the group. That was brilliant. Yeah.
This is it. The thing about, I think the bears, when they're out as characters, are a bit like Chip and Dale. They get away
Absolutely.
with absolutely
Yeah.
anything they
Yeah.
want to do because they're
Yeah.
a bit of a wild card.
Yeah.
And they can just
Yeah.
roam
Yeah.
and do whatever they want. And that's the fun. It must be
Yeah.
great fun being friends with one of those characters.
Yeah. So, is there anything else Halloween that, apart from basically saying we want to all be at Magic Kingdom, watching the parade,
Yeah.
and actually from Headless Horseman to the grave diggers to the music to the whole ambience of the whole experience, and actually costing people a whole lot of money. It doesn't matter if you go in August, September, or October. Put it on your plan to do next time you're there. It
And
is
book it early
unmissable.
because this year I've noticed they've sold out a lot quicker.
yeah,
Sold out.
There's still, there's
yeah,
still,
yeah.
I booked
there's
it
still
the
a
day
few
it came
select
out.
days in October.
And they've upgraded the candy this year. Just going to say,
Ooh.
the caramel
I like-
cold brew M&Ms
Okay.
are the standout winner.
Ooh.
Just saying. Caramel coffee M&Ms.
So they're
What's
three
not
things
to
that-
like,
You wouldn't.
Coffee,
Yeah.
Yes,
It's-
please.
right? Oh my goodness! I brought obviously we brought back like £13 of candy, and I've taken now 2 big bags into work. Those M&Ms are
Okay.
the standout winner on all reviews,
Claire,
and you can't buy them
Claire,
in
can
the
I
UK.
have a bit
so
of
there you are.
clarity for people who are not kind of familiar with £13, right? I've seen the photo of your
7 kilos.
mountain of mountain.
Wow.
It's the only way I can describe it, right? It is.
Did you bring that
It
back
is
and luggage
the
or hold?
extra. It's the
No,
extra
it
bag.
went- I have a very
You would have an extra
No,
suitcase.
do you know what? I have a very well rehearsed way of getting the candy in the. So all the extra trainers that we bought.
Yeah.
So Millie got trainers at school, 2 pairs at school, Dad got trainers, Morgan got trainers, I got trainers. Every pair of shoes is stuffed with candy. So I have to, when I take it to people, I have to apologise if it's a little misshapen because it's been stuffed in a shoe. This is not a lie. This
Or
is
if it comes in
exactly
one of
what I
those, like,
say to people. I'm
silica
really
gels.
sorry. Right, I'm really sorry if your Snickers, mini Snickers,
Yeah.
it's a little bit squished. It's been in someone's shoe.
Brilliant.
And I stuff it into every crevice in the suitcase. So it's in the shoes, it's inside soap bags, it's everywhere. And I will be finding it in those suitcases for the next 2 years.
For years.
But yeah,
if someone turned around to me and said, "Here, have some chocolate," I apologise, it's been in my shoe, I would probably turn around and go,
It's wrapped.
Sealed.
It's wrapped.
Yes.
It's sealed.
it should-
It's wrapped. It got us through I'll be honest with you, it got us through a really tedious finance meeting this week. So, that's part of the
That
work.
they were just new shoes and not someone's old shoes.
They were all, I didn't put them in old shoes. I put them in new shoes.
I think as well, Becca, is you need to remember that all that candy was actually gathered on quite a hot and sweaty
Hot night.
evening in Orlando. So get beyond what it might be.
We've still got it now.
Yeah, it's fine. It'd be better.
I still have some in the
It'd
kitchen
be
now.
better condition now than it was that night. There we go.
Yeah.
I
Sorted.
swear to you, there's still
You're
a
going to
bag
bring a
in the
bag
kitchen.
with
We've
you
got
for our
three.
meet and greet.
It's
So,
all
we
round
had
declares
3
for Halloween.
big
Yeah.
bags full. There is one left.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
that's after me taking
We're
a
going trick
whole
or
load
treating
of
at
work.
Claire's.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The caramel cold brew M&Ms have gone.
We'll have to buy
Just
some
saying.
when we go out.
If we can
Coming to
find
the
them.
UK in 2050.
Yeah, bring some back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're amazing.
Oh wow. And actually, I think that brings us to a close of Halloween, because do you know something? We've got a 100th birthday to come and celebrate very soon. And actually, by the time you listen to our next show, the whole of Magic Kingdom will not have a scrap of Halloween left in it, and a big Christmas tree will have appeared suddenly, as if by magic. But hey
Overnight.
ho, that's just me. That's just me being sort of on
And
that
also-
countdown to Christmas, of which we're in double figures, by the way, guys. So
Yeah.
get it all done.
Then when we get to November,
I'm so behind for Christmas.
we will all be meeting up for the very first time.
We will. On the,
We're celebrating for our
That's so
our-
exciting.
the Disney 100
Yeah.
in London.
So if you're around
We
London
will.
on the 4th of November,
Yeah.
once we get an actual
Yeah.
meeting location, because we still haven't worked out exactly.
Yeah.
Let's,
It'll be the nearest pub to
we
the
don't know what
Excel.
that is
Absolutely.
yet. If anyone knows, please tell us.
we'll,
But-
we'll do some more.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Head over
And
to
it-
our
and
Facebook
if
page.
there's
no
because
show-
that'll
Details will
a
be there.
notice.
Yeah. If there's no show in December, you'll realise it didn't go very well. Thanks for tuning in to the Great British Mickey Waffle. We hope you enjoyed this episode and it brought you a little bit of spooky Disney magic into your day. We'd love to hear in the comments how you do Halloween, whether in the UK or the US. Come and share it in the Wafflers Arms on Facebook. And as Ben said, do show us your pumpkins, because actually I think that'd be a really good thing to do. And I'm doing it without giggling as well. I hope that's noted. That's noted. If you want to stay up to date with all things Mickey Waffle, then you know what to do. Follow us on social media at GB Mickey Waffle on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, like I mentioned, come and join us in Wafflers Arms, because actually, if you think listening is fun, there's some amazing stuff that goes on there. And actually, there's some amazing little things that will help plan your next trip to the magic, be it advice of just simple things of how to save a few quid. That always works.
And how to
but
spend
also
some more.
things that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I was trying not to mention that, Ben, because I think we bankrupted everyone from the
I'm
the
already
mid-month in
bankrupt.
September show with
Yeah.
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 I'm
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
onto the Disney website and having a look if there's any tickets left for the Halloween party while we're out there. After this.
Yeah.
Ben Sinnott,
Yeah.
he said during
Do
the
you-
show that if you can do it, you should do it. So
I forgot I had a trip
Totally
next in a
should,
few weeks.
I didn't.
Do it.
Oh, brilliant. Until the mid-month show, until the start of November, stay safe, everyone. And there's only one thing left to say.
Happy
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Show us your pumpkins.